And some coaches will say to me, well, give me some practice drills. And I'll say, okay, sure, I can provide you with practice drills. But the drills for the skills of the Portland Winterhawks may be different than the skills of the Winnipeg Jets or Austin or any of these teams that you're coaching. Okay? So what we do for our team may not be what you need for your team because you do different things. So what I'm going to talk about is what we do here. Okay? And I'm going to talk about systems very little because systems are what you should be doing right now. You say, okay, I want to have a 1-2-2 forecheck. Great. Now the legwork begins. How do you teach that? And what are the skills that make up? Okay? So I don't know how many of you do this. During the year, so we have systems that we talk about in Portland. We have 8 categories of systems is what we have. And generally what I do in training camp is we do 1 offensive system and 1 defensive system every day for 4 days. There's 8. Okay? And then we keep building on it as we move along over the next month. So we do forecheck and we do breakouts. Okay? We do back check, we do attack. We do entries defensively, and we do regroups and transition. Okay? We do defensive zone coverage, we do offensive zone plays. So that's our systems. Those are the 8 areas that we're going to touch on throughout the year. And what we do in training camp is today we're going to do forecheck and breakouts. Day 2, we're going to do back check and attack. And we just lay a framework, just a light framework. So everybody has a little bit of a picture. And then we get into the real details of it. So, as I was getting to, I don't know how many of you do this during the year, but I do this after, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. It was, I think, November, early December, and we were having a meeting, as we do with our players, and we say, okay, I want you to come up and diagram the forecheck. Okay, John, come up and diagram the forecheck. You know, I want you to show your teammates what is our forechecking system. So John comes up, diagrams the forechecking system. Okay, not bad. Usually their diagrams aren't great, but they get the point across. They get a framework. That year, I said to them, diagram the forechecking system and tell me the most important things you hear us as coaches say about the forecheck for the last 2.5 months. What are the most important things that you hear us say? And we have, under each of these areas, we have core principles that we repeat and we repeat and we repeat. And under the forecheck, as I'll show you, there are 5. And this guy could name 2. He didn't do a bad job diagramming our 1-2-2 pressure forecheck, but he couldn't remember the 5 keys. So what did that mean? As I said to our coaches after the meeting, 1, it showed us, hey, that we've got to still coach. We've got to get going here because it's already November, early December, and they don't know all 5. They don't know all 5. So the second thing we have to do is repeat, 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 and get it through. We've got to do a better job, and as I show there, is there's no learning, or there's no coaching taking place if there's no learning. So if he can't name the 5, we have to do a better job as coaches. What do we often do? Oftentimes we'll say as coaches, geez, I can't believe, how come that guy can't remember it? We talk about it all the time. Don't you think we do a pretty good job? Oh yeah, we do a good job. Well, what's wrong with our players? And we look at our players, but you have to take a look. If they are not getting it, you have to do a better job coaching. You have to say to your staff, we have to get that information through somehow, some way, because it's not getting through.